Hey guys, hopefully everyone is doing well. Today's target is to solve question number 16. The chapter which we are related with is bank reconciliation statement. As you can see that our requirement is bank reconciliation statement. As usual, we will put headings first. There are three headings, three lines, three headings. First line is fixed for bank reconciliation statement, already written. And now we will see the date. Okay, date is mentioned over here, 31st December 22. Last question was for March. Let's change the date, December 22. And then we need to put the name, bank reconciliation statement, name is not mentioned. So instead of Naveed and Company, we will put ABC and Company, as name of the company is unknown in the question. So finally our first step has been completed. Now we are ready to put our entries. Here we have our first entry, overdraft passbook. And please note it down, debit is already mentioned. We have an idea that passbook, if it is overdraft, it should be written on debit side. But kindly note, debit is already mentioned. So we will not use any logic. We will write debit over here and we'll mention passbook overdraft. And here you can see passbook overdraft debit. And we have already written debit. Let's see how much was the balance. 10,000 first entry. Write down in amount column. Let's now proceed to next. Interest on overdraft charged. Please underline this word, charged. Charged by the bank means expenses or charges, one of the same thing, charges and expense. In charges and expenses, we will credit the amount. This is bank charges. And now look at here, charges are 550, put the amount. But kindly note it down, there are several other hints as well. Debited in passbook. We do know whatever would be written in passbook and opposite side would be chosen. It is debit in passbook, we should choose credit. And as you can see, we have chosen credit. So there were two hints in this entry. Now C entry is saying two checks. First time this entry has arrived in any question. There are two checks, 15,000, 10,000, paid in. Please underline this word, paid in. Paid in synonym word is deposited. Under deposited, we do search for not credited or uncredited. Let's see, December 22 were not credited. So direct word we have seen. When there is not credited, it should be credit. Not credited, and look over here, deposited but uncredited. Uncredited or not credited, one of the same thing, credit we have mentioned. So these are rules we are taking help as well, but logics are being used as well. Not credited, look over here, there are two checks. So what you will do, add both amounts and write down 15 and 10,000. First amount 15,000, add 10,000. So we have got 25,000 for not credited checks. Then next entry, again two checks issued. What we search when we have issue, we will see how many checks are unpresented, not presented. Look at here, direct word has been given, not presented, and not presented would be written on debit side. So here you will write not presented. And how much amount? There are two checks, 8,000 and 2,100. Just put 2,100 and 8,000. So we have got unpresented amount 8,000 and 2,100. Next, a check over fees 4,000 entered in cash book at debit side. Okay, was sent to the bank, was not sent to the bank for collection. Please note it down. We have received the check, but check is worthless until and unless it is deposited into the bank. And what mistake we have done? We have not deposited that check into the bank. So The amount which is written on debit side shows that your bank has been increased, but you forgot to submit that check or deposit that check into the bank. It means amount which was written on debit side is wrong. So wrong debit, we will do opposite. It should be written on credit side. It means omitted check, or we can write check not deposited in bank. Check not deposited. Spellings are needed to be correct. Please let me correct them. So check deposited, check were not deposited into the bank though they were received. Let's put the amount. Check 4,000 entered and not sent to the bank. So what it is, 4,000, we will write 4,000 over here. In this way all entries are completed. As you can see that 4,000 entry, 5 were total entries. Okay, now what we will do, just take sum of all the amounts present on debit side, so and sum of all the amounts present on credit side. Now we will put the sign. Look, it's very important for you to understand, amount in credit side is 29, amount on debit side is 20, so larger sum is credit. We will put sign of larger sum, and please note it down very cleanly. You should understand it. You will subtract larger sum, you will subtract smaller sum from the larger sum, please understand. So larger sum is 29 and you will subtract smaller sum, that is 20,100. So we have got our balance 9450, and here is your answer, 9450. Alright guys, now it's time to put the answer. We have started this question with passbook, and here we will write opposite to it cash book. Our answer was credit, but we will post opposite debit, and here you will put the amount. So in this way, cash book debit 94, cash book debit 9450. So guys, in this way our question has been completed, though very short time we have taken. Question is completed, and again this step was about to miss. First we will write add, and then we will put less. So in this way question has been completed, although solution is in front of you, but even then I'm requesting you to practice, and after practice if you see anything difficult, you are very open to ask your questions through messages, text, or you can directly contact to share your queries. I would be 100% available to answer your question instantly. So it's time to end the lecture. Thank you very much for your time. It's time to say goodbye. Allah.